Weird and wild. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode. Don't start. This is my show. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of what's the show again? Technica. So yeah, thank you Zimbabweans for putting the fear of God into NetOne. Because without you, we'll be paying exorbitant 5G prices. 99,000 for 80 gig. Seriously.
Bruh, that's a king size bed, bro.
No, but I want to know what kind of conversation happened for whoever says the prices to then rubber stamp like, we did a good thing.
Oh no, I think what happened, here's the theory that was running in my head. Like, we're chilling, right? We're like, guys, you know what? We need to sort something out with our prices. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna calculate, chi, and then we're gonna have some figures, and then we'll throw the figures there. But then unfortunately, the guy was supposed to be taking notes. Yeah, he was on WhatsApp, you know. And then what happened now is, they were like, we good? He looked at the calculations. He was like, hey, I'll take these figures and use those. Because, I don't remember. I seriously think the guy was responsible for putting the figures somewhere. Yeah.
But kufundira customer support and they confidently say, no, they're right.
Because that's what they're supposed to say. Like, you can't then say, no, that's absurd. It's like, no, yeah, that's correct. Like, I can't say it's great.
I'm saying, no, I sympathize with customer support.
Yeah.
They can't actually do anything about it.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, why would you put your employees in a position where they'd have to answer that kind of question? Why are you charging more than fiber? And your network is... I was gonna say that.
Yeah. Yeah. A family-friendly podcast.
I was gonna say it in Afrikaans, but okay.
Yeah. Wasn't it though? Well, an alternate theory to what it said. Maybe for them to raise prices higher than they would have. No, like here, they put an outrageous, and they're like, "Oh, okay, you guys are crazy about that." Maybe they were literally just testing. Okay, will people actually pay enough to go rent a house and pay fiber for one?
No, but
that's 80 gig bundle.
To me, that sounds like a self-defeating experiment, because no one in their right mind would pay the same amount of money to have Zol or Tel1 or Utande or Telco fiber installed and 4 months of uncapped to use Kataita SIM per phone for 80 gig. Whoever thought that was a good experiment is crazy.
Yeah, because there are a lot of questions, eh? Like, people are
they still... Sorry, go on.
Oh, well, I was gonna say, like, people are asking, where does it make sense? What's the... Okay, it's an RTGS thing. What's the rate? Like, it doesn't make sense whether you use the street rate or the interbank.
Yeah.
So you're asking yourself, like, what exactly were they thinking? Like, what were the calculations? What did they calculate?
No, what I want to know is, when Portres saw this and nodded, because I'm pretty sure they had to clear this with Portres first.
They can afford it.
And I'm like, imagine going to Portres and like, yeah, we're charging this. And I was like, alright, cool.
Yeah.
I sincerely hope Portres like, do you guys know that there's going to be a riot? Like, do you realize that you're literally going to cause pandemonium with these nonsense charges?
So right now, these are the prices then.
Oh no, they
normalized,
reverted.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now, are they cheaper than the other networks?
I haven't done a comparison yet.
Because I'm thinking, could it have been any press is good press? Like, people talk about it, and then in the end, NetOne ends up being cheaper than Econet.
Because I mean, look at it this way.
Yeah.
A couple of days ago, Econet is like, "Yo, we got 5G.
Yeah.
Come check it out." You know, that's like hype. That's gonna probably attract a lot of guys to Econet or former Econet guys back to Econet. And then the next day, NetOne is like, yo, 99K for 8 gig. I mean, it is hype, but I don't think it worked well for them.
Maybe that's it to take people away from whatever Econet is doing by speaking about NetOne. So you're having a bigger press thing.
I mean, yeah, it was a bigger press thing. I mean, it even got people in like TechZim groups to stop talking about politics and Russia and stuff. But it was, guys, where is that bad line? Because NetOne is crazy.
No.
Think about it, Valentine. Your competitor is launching something that you don't have yet.
No, the competitor is launching something that you said you were going to do first. Because we heard about NetOne's 5G last year. And Minister Jen Van Msuri was there in the warehouse with all the stuff that looked like the tech that was going to go on the base stations.
Yeah.
And Econet beat them to it. that's not, at least in my opinion, that's not the way you respond
Nope.
to that.
Oh, just throwing out theories
No,
of
true,
what could be
But
the reason for them
I'm saying in
doing
my
this.
head, it doesn't compute how that could be the way that NetOne responds to Econet launching 5G, because Econet got fame. They're trying to fight fame with infamy.
Yeah.
For me, it doesn't. You can talk and you can make memes and all that kind of stuff, make them trend, but it's something that you're going to have to buy, and even them reverting down again. For me, it didn't do anything. I was like, yeah, no, that's the logical course of action. But as a marketing stunt,
You can't have had no choice.
like a marketing stunt is try launch something. Try if NetOne says we're launching 6G.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and wait for 6G to come, and then you serve
Yeah.
Econet, and then it doesn't work or whatever.
Yeah.
That is a response. That in my mind works as a response, because you're trying to fight on the same playing field.
Yeah.
But to do that
Yes.
as response to this,
Doesn't make sense.
Nah.
So why?
Nah, I don't know. I honestly think they overplayed their hand quite a bit.
Yeah.
I think if the customer support thing wasn't an issue, could have just said, oh, maybe a dev entered the wrong number when they were building the USSD or something.
They're on WhatsApp.
Dude, in the morning when Ed sent me the screenshot, sorry, I called customer support when you send the screenshot.
Yeah.
And then I called customer support again when we were talking about it in the Project 50 group.
Yeah.
Just to confirm no one made a mistake. Because I was afraid that someone had made a mistake.
Yeah.
But even if that was the case, they would have said, apologies for X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
We've changed the prices. But literally, the statement, I think, as far as
It was like,
we
hey
heard your
man, we heard
cries.
your outcries. We take your suggestions to heart.
Here's the question: what were they expecting? What were they expecting? For us to be like, I know, got ball, 99 grand for 80 gig ball.
Bruh.
Nah, there's no way it would make sense. No way.
So unless they're afraid to admit that someone entered the wrong numbers,
But
then
why? I feel like that's an easy way to protect the brand, by putting someone under the bus. Because we won't know who that person is. It's just like, oh yeah, sorry, there's an intern. That this has happened before with bigger companies.
Just
Like,
a side note, never let Rufaro become a CEO.
because I put people under the bus.
And never let him hate you, because if he hates you, if anything happens,
He
will
will
never say
chuck
buzz.
you under the bus.
No, but it's just because I've seen it happen before.
Yeah.
With entertainment companies, HBO,
Yeah.
something happens and then they're like, oh yeah, sorry, there's an intern who was learning on the job and they pressed something wrong and it sent notifications to everyone or something. So it kind of makes sense for me for them. That's really the easy way out. Really, the easiest way out to be like, oh yeah, sorry, someone entered the wrong number and they ended up sending that communication to our whole customer support, and then this is how we're here. Or maybe customer support literally just checks a dashboard assist that just shows them the figures, and as long as that thing says what it says, they say that's it.
That's it.
But here's the thing: they had time to test this. Like whatever happened, they would have checked this throughout the night to say, "Oh, are the numbers really what they say they are?" Maybe I'm overstating this. You are probably closer to telecoms. Like, do they check this stuff, or do you think they check this stuff? The prices.
Yeah, I mean, everything you do, you check, eh?
I
mean, unless if your company culture allows for that. But it's one of those where, like, if you're going to make something that's going to interface with the public before it goes out, I mean, you might want to just do some preliminary tests just to see if everything, like, I think even for them in the sense of, hey, we might lose money if we omit a zero, eh? So it's something they have to then now check that, okay, the figures look all right. So it's cool. So I'm pretty sure probably there are 3-4 checks that were done before they were like, okay, 99K boys, let's say it with our chest.
So
I love the confidence though. Like, I love the confidence of, no, those are the actual prices.
Yeah, so at the very least right now we're in agreement that this wasn't a mistake. It was deliberate. They knew what they were doing. And we just don't know why they thought this, was a good idea.
Was going to make sense.
Yeah, it was the interbank rate for December 2022.
When you say that, Edgar, you said some funny stuff, but damn. Could have NetOne your own rate, because what was $800 USD or 793.
It was 798 USD at the interbank rate and 413 at the supposed street rate. Yeah.
So yeah, that was quite a bit.
Yeah.
The memes were hilarious. Like, the memes were everything. Like, that guy who said it's not cheaper to fly to USA than to buy 80 gig of data. But don't they see that as an embarrassment for Zimbabwe, to be honest? Is the little things that shouldn't be an issue, are always a problem.
Yeah. Because like a friend of mine in SA sent me a message saying, dude, in SA 70 gigs is like 413 rand. And I'm like, I mean, take that figure and then make it USD. That's 80 gig in Zim.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
It's wild, man. Like it's wild. Like NetOne doing that is, yeah. I'm trying to imagine Timberlake Econet, what they saw, or even Timberlake tell us.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
whomst, how? Like, can we do this too?
So my dad, so yesterday my dad was he was getting his Econet thing sorted. Yeah, his phone is not sending notifications if he recharges or whatnot. So he was like, let me go to Econet, get it checked out. And I was like, man, the guys there were happy. They were asking us, y'all's checked out my bundle, NetOne. And I'm like, wow. yeah.
But I think there's like a civil rivalry between the MNOs. Like I think they get each other's place in the space they occupy, and when things like this happen, they're like,
Marone.
yeah, Timling Marone. Because like, during the day, everyone was expecting Econet to then put a bundle tariff increase.
Yeah.
So we're like, oh, when is Econet going to do? Like, Econet's not stupid.
Yeah.
Like even tell us, we're like, no.
Tell us all like, hey, Tanima, these are the minutes. So
minutes and monas there.
yes, Mona's minutes. Yeah.
Which I don't understand, but it is what it is.
3 minutes in the morning.
Yeah, no, fair enough. But like, who am I going to call at 6 a.m. in Zimbabwe?
Bay, good morning.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, being the only single person.
That literally my mind was like, how is this guy not seeing how
do
there's
you
a
not
logical thing?
I'm
Good
sorry.
morning.
I'm sorry. Since I'm the only single person, I have no one to call in the morning, so this has no use case for me. Unless the only person I'll call at 6 in the morning, my international minutes. So it doesn't make sense for me.
Yeah. It's crazy.
But also on Telesol's point, like I think promotion-wise, they've been trying.
Yeah.
Like, legit been
To be
trying.
honest, like Telecel has some really great promotions. It's just that their network lets them down.
Yeah, like Mega Boost. I'm testing it next week.
Yeah.
Or this coming week. They make it's cheap, bro. For what you're getting, like One Fusion can't compete.
Yeah.
For what you're getting.
And I think they're still the only ones with like these night browsing bundles.
Yeah,
Which
and
are
even Facebook catered, like Facebook heavy.
Yeah.
In the multi bundles are, because they know Zimbabweans use Facebook, and that Zimstat, oh god, lucky that was empty. That Zimstat and Potrise thing that they did showed Facebook was high up.
Yeah.
And I think they understand the fact that, keep Facebook in the bundle structure. Because I think now everyone's kind of backed off of Facebook. The two big boys, they've kind of like eased off of Facebook and probably trying to focus more on Twitter. Still no TikTok bundle, which is ridiculous.
I can't believe it.
Like you have an Instagram.
Bundle? There is a Pinterest bundle.
There's a Pinterest
Yeah,
bundle.
Pinterest, Econet has one. I don't think NetOne has one.
Why would you not have a TikTok bundle? Like it's confusing that none of the MNOs have decided. You know what? These people are using this TikTok stuff.
Yeah.
Why not just create a bundle for it?
Yeah. But then, if people are already using TikTok right now with real data, which is more expensive than
Why
a TikTok
should we?
bundle.
True.
Should I use our bundle?
Yeah. True. I had a retort for that, but then it's actually self-defeating because what you're saying actually makes sense.
It's money.
It makes sense.
It's dollar signs. It's interesting.
Yeah, okay. But it's wild. Zim is wild. And then the Econet 5G thing happened, which, yeah. I mean...
Are we getting into that, or this is a conversation?
Oh, we're getting into that. No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the same conversation.
Oh, okay. Let's go.
So, I did not want to write about 5G. I did. No, you know what?
Why?
To be honest, there's very little I know about 5G. Like every other spectrum, I've had to catch up,
Yeah.
study. So I was like, I know a telecoms engineer. Who works at Texas? I'm going to loaf off the entire afternoon and let him worry about it.
So Ed, tell us, what is 5G?
So you guys are making me drink Ndega. Like, to see me as if I'm the only person drinking, you move your cups.
Yes.
Before I don't try to drink. You don't try to drink before. I know. No. Yo.
You said we're not sponsored by Spalator, so it's not
you
getting into the view.
Leave out of frame.
What is 5G? You really want juice?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Get him
I'm
some.
joking.
Yeah, I thought it was just for bands.
No, hell no.
Get him some juice.
I'm super intentional. Who did it? Because I did it, he won't say he wants.
Really?
Okay.
Let me sort this one.
Wait, I did not say people.
Tea break.
Good God.
Goodness, you Valentine.
Oh, while we're on our tea break, please check out our new. Check out the ad. I showed the ad.
Oh, sorry.
I was just trying to do an ad. Right, while I'm on the point, please go on our website. I think we'll leave a link in the description below, both in the article and as well as on wherever you're listening to this to. Download the app. It's the Text Map Market app. It's now 0 rated, which means if you're on Econet and you don't have data, you can still use the app to buy internet, Nyalazo policies, NetOne bundles, NetOne bundles, NetOne Airtime with money in your Ego Cash. One of the people who built it is here, so I don't tell you that I don't get this wrong. Yeah, if not, star 405. There's another USSD that's flying around that I see very often that people are using that I don't understand why they're using it. So star 405, same procedure. Back to our regularly scheduled program.
Yeah, you did alright.
You mean I did it right?
I was saying how much
Oh, Dragon. I don't know.
How much what?
juice.
How much juice?
Oh,
Sure.
okay.
What the
I don't have mine.
Oh no, $10.
Oh, okay. It's not
$10.
And it's not chicken $10. If this was referred if the referral 2020 referral like and chicken in Inukwana. Now referral is like what do we eat at $10? Now if you're being as well.
What are we getting?
I
Munch. Lutenganisha.
don't know. Try. I don't know. Let that be on you.
KFC Botswana, my favorite place. They've got this.
Share too much of the 5G.
I don't know.
Get
You're
to
gonna
this.
cut this out. I don't know why. I don't know why no restaurant has done this. They've got this WhatsApp bot. You send a message to it. You wanna order, and then it gives you like more options. They don't have the whole experience on WhatsApp though. So you then click this link. It opens a browser, this web page. You then select your things. When you select your things, you then click checkout. It then comes back to WhatsApp, and then shows you an order summary. And then you can then say, "Good, cash pickup. Are you paying with cash or are you paying with card?" You click pay with card on the link right on WhatsApp, opens a DPO page. Not really proper DPO page, but they're using DPO. And then you then enter your details, and then you click buy, and it comes back to WhatsApp. It shows you
You know what?
this whole
I
receipt.
was confused. Could you WhatsApp KFC Botswana? And then I realized, why am I being so stupid?
Exactly. What? You took you that long?
It took me a long time.
Like
man.
as soon as he said Botswana after the KFC, I was like, oh no.
No, but I don't do that time. Wow, KFC Botswana.
It's
I thought you were
really
going to Botswana in some time, not now.
It's
Then I then
really
realized,
awesome. And 30 minutes, the thing is there. They tell you
Nice.
good estimated. You can also choose when you want it to be delivered.
So is the way they designed their WhatsApp experience different from what we're seeing in Zim? Or
I've not. Where can I buy food on WhatsApp in Zim?
Nando's.
Not a Zim.
Nando's Avondale. I think I took a picture.
yes, you did.
Yeah.
Like, ndisingakutaura nemunhu.
Sure.
Like, I'm not talking with someone. It's a bot.
40 gig.
I'm not. I just opened the page.
Over what I paid there. No, I'm saying no. It's actually finish it because the more games you buy, the more I benefit.
But these ones won't be on Steam though.
Ichi Game Pass.
This is Game Pass.
Oh, okay.
I would have to. Yeah, I would have to check.
Oh, you were thinking that thing. Oh,
What my thing? What
you've
thing?
uploaded it now. You've published. Oh, you're going to publish.
after the podcast.
Okay. What was I
I mean, you
saying?
publish it now.
I don't talk with someone.
I need to put the text.
I don't talk with someone on Nando's. Like, it's a bot. Proper bot. Full on
Yeah,
bot.
it's a bot.
So why don't you take screenshots? Like take
I'll try
screenshots
it
and then send.
Yachi, KFC Botswana.
Yeah.
Should have screen recorded it, mate.
No, it's because of
Wait,
that other guy.
wait. Is that what you're asking me if I have $30 in my?
No. The $30 was making me air my laundry.
Yes, please.
What's
please.
this? The $30 is because I changed dates for Airbnb to have an extra day.
Oh,
So
okay.
they
It's
want
fine,
you.
it's fine.
Yeah.
It's
So
fine,
my
it's
card. In my funny is I don't know what's wrong with this.
fine. Card reader.
The NetBank, their cash passport thing, they've got a partner that they work with.
Then go call NetBank.
Yes, the first time when I did the first payment, like I got decline, and then I had to contact them, and they had to look at the transaction, and I mean, once they detected fraud, what, and then they
Oh my God.
undid something,
Sanctions.
undid something. They made the first payment, and then when I changed the dates, trying to make the second
okay.
additional partial payment, right? These are both partial payments. So I was trying to do that again, declined. Contacting them, guys, how far? They say, okay, you can now try again. Try again, it'll ramba. I hate that card because I either 3D secure foot and Nando's Botswana requires you to have 3D secure. That's a very specific thing for me
Wow.
to know.
Exactly. Like, I
But
was,
yes.
okay. Damn, man.
So that's why I was asking about 3D secure that day. Everyone was like, okay,
yes,
initially,
yes.
hakuna cards under 3D secure museum. I strongly think FBC does.
It still does. You think it still does?
I strongly think it still does.
Because it worked.
As far as when I was still with exportator my payments,
Yeah.
we would sometimes get that thing.
Okay.
Okay.
There's a lot to cut out, so let's get back to the conversation.
Yeah. What are we talking about?
5G.
5G.
For anyone who missed out what 5G was.
No, you said pour drinks. You don't just sideline this.
Oh, sorry.
People need to see the effort that I did to pour all
They
this
don't see
juice.
through my cup. Like, the mine's a clear one.
Yeah, the others they have.
Oh, the camera's high enough.
They have
I
liquid.
don't think that I'm a visitor. It's actually my house, but it's just I guess
Look at
my-
that, guests being made to pour juice. Like,
You're not a guest.
who does
You're
that?
literally, you've been here a bunch of times, so there's no way I'm gonna treat you like a guest.
I guess that's why NetOne did that. They're not treating us like guests.
No, they're not.
They're like,
That was,
I don't know that.
Yeah, we're going to
But-
hike it.
They're like,
You know?
we don't care.
Econet is treating us like guests. They're giving us really nice stuff. 5G, like that's really new,
Now,
fancy.
the Econet 5G, like, I want it to work like 5G. Like, I
Yeah.
know that it's obviously complicated now because there's still a lot that needs to be done to make it work.
Yeah.
Like the levels that they did, but they did tests.
Mm.
Like, you can't lie on a speed test. There's no way in Zimbabwe you're getting, 3.1 gigabits per,
Per second.
3.6 gigabits per second.
Mm.
And EV11, like, they already had the Econet 5G thing at the top and it's just on the phone. So I think it's just the technicalities they're trying to work out to get it to the point. But it's there. Like, we're there today.
We're there today, yeah.
I haven't tried it sadly, but I think we'll try it maybe tomorrow after this. I don't know. And it's always there. Like, where do I go? Funny enough, I walked by Avondale. Nakatopinda mu Food Lovers like yesterday.
Yeah. But I think like with your iPhone, it's the whole smart connect thing. So if it actually detects good this thing ain't not data, it'll be like, it is what it is.
Oh
4G.
yeah, no, I do have data. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's just supposed to switch on.
It's
later.
a switch on. Yeah.
So they said they're working on it, right? Like it's still
Yeah.
it's not like a work in progress. It's just a bunch of regulatory stuff that needs to be cleared for them for it to actually work.
Yes, yeah. Well, the question radius, the pub badge, like where is it exactly on Avondale?
Well, as far as what Pick and Pay.
Yeah, Pick and Pay. I mean, Pick and Pay is as far as you can go because it'll now be spotty. Pick and Pay Riverside
So
Walk
from Pick and Pay to where?
to the
Basically,
May-
food lovers.
yeah.
Like,
Also,
sort
if
of
you're
a
in
food
Food Lovers, you should get
Yeah.
that thing.
Food
the entire
Lovers,
complex.
the entire car park up until what's that road again? Is it still King George when it goes?
I just
I don't know, but yeah, that road. Pama robots
Oh, okay.
and
It's not Coke.
no signal, mate. No signal.
Okay.
All I know is the exit
Yeah.
from the Avondale shopping center.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can still get some bit of 5G there. So it's that whole area. Haven't tested the flea market yet, but I'm assuming it might have a bit of it as well.
we might need to go see my book guy on Monday. Just not to pour for 5G.
Oh yeah.
Just to letting me try out the flea market.
Oh
But
yeah.
it's close enough though, because you can see the booster, the energy, the installation from the flea market.
Yeah, you can, because it's right on top of the thing.
Quite interesting that they chose Avondale
Yeah, quite.
instead
I
of
actually
St.
said
Levy.
that. I would call same levy or whatever, or even joiner, because Kwakawanda. So why not they not in Avondale?
Or even some special economic zones like Fit
Long Chain
Falls.
Plaza.
Is it, oh, and it's expensive, so they couldn't have done all three.
But I
Like
guess
St. Levy, Avondale, and Joiner. Because Joiner
But I
makes
mean,
sense.
yeah.
St. Levy makes sense for its own reasons. Avondale, I guess, also makes sense for its own
Yeah,
reasons.
but it's Avondale is smaller, like in terms of radius.
Yeah.
Like the coverage is it's a smaller complex than same. Because same levy, I think you need a few.
you'll need a couple. Because looking at the range from the one that they put on Avondale, I think Sam Levy would need like 6 or something to get so cover the whole.
Or you
the
just
whole
put
area.
it Pick and Pay area where there's like Nanandos and
Yeah, because
where
yeah,
there are a bit of more
Yeah,
restaurants.
but I think
down
that doesn't work for them brand wise. Because you think about it, if they put it to corner, people will be like, says to cover the entire area.
yeah.
So Avondale, maybe that's not their thinking, but this is my thinking with this. Like, no, you can put it somewhere where it can work effectively throughout the entire complex. It kind of makes Avondale a destination again now.
But then Joiner still makes sense for that specific reason.
Oh, I know.
If you put it on Joiner, literally the whole thing,
Yeah,
you can just
but,
have.
but even with Join again, with the amount of like electronic shops that are around there that are selling 5G phones, it would be really good for them to like you
You can sample it out.
you can sample out the speeds of 5G. I should do my speed test and all that. But again,
Well, I guess I guess for Techno it's a win because they sell 5G phones and they're positioned. They one of their flagship stores is at Avondale, so they can
So they can
they
literally say, yeah, if you want a 5G phone, come get the Power 5G.
come get the Power
If you're
5G.
saying 5G, it doesn't answer the question. What is
Alright,
5G?
Oh, 5G. It's pretty much a network upgrade. Yeah. So basically, just looking at the shortcomings of 4G and improving on those. So the main areas they just looked at were the bandwidth, the latency, and the speed, which
So it's spicy 4G.
it's a very spicy 4G. Yeah. So it's, but I guess the only drawback is now the coverage area per base station. So that's what sucks. It doesn't go as far as 4G, but when you do get it, yeah, it works.
So it's going to be. So the one thing so there are two things that I remember we talked about. Well, the first thing was people were saying that Econet should focus on 4G coverage and making it more ubiquitous.
Yeah.
You know what that reminds me? The famous headline: Econet launches an elitist technology.
And then that launch takes it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Imagine
Full
that.
circle. So we're like, no, why don't you focus on 4G? And the retort to that is simple. Base station market share. Who leads?
Yeah.
Econet.
And who's adding more?
Econet. And they are not even like the December haul, that 130 Chakutia
Yeah.
was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, these guys have done their bit, man. Like, if they want to play around with 5G, let them.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I honestly don't mind.
They need to take away Edge. Like, that needs to go.
But Edge knows about that was
Yeah.
like with the listen, I won't try to
What's the reason, actually?
because I have it in my head, but I can't articulate.
So thing is, Edge is very useful for a lot of GSM based stuff. So, man,
Thank you.
it's very interesting, hey? It's a very interesting question because you do know that on LTE you can't make voice calls or SMSs unless if they're on a data platform.
No.
Yeah, you can't.
Now I know.
You can't. So 3G,
Yeah.
3G and 2G allow you to do that. That's why if you are going to receive a call, if you're on LTE, it'll drop to 3G and then go back to 4G when the call is done. Same thing with SMS. If you want to send it or receive an SMS, it drops to 3G or 2G.
It's so weird how iMessages that came into mind. So without Edge, I only have iMessage.
No, you can have iMessage if your iMessage is connected to the internet.
Yes. Yes. So, okay. So with Edge, I can send SMSs.
Yes.
Without Edge, and if we go to 3G and up,
Yeah.
we now need to send these
Well, not
texts
3G and
via-
4G going
4G and
forward.
up. We
Yeah.
now need to send these texts via data.
Via data, any data platform. So
Okay.
the tricky bit about iMessage is it can do both.
Yes, so why I was thinking about it in that sense,
Yeah.
there's that iMessage is like the data part, and then can I add Devolver? It's now SMS.
Yes.
So that's what I was saying. Without Edge, I only have iMessage. I'm only on data. I can't send. I can't fall back
Yeah.
to SMS when I'm disconnected from the internet.
Yeah.
Because I ban Edge. Oh, okay.
So that's pretty much one of the reasons why we still need 2G and
Question.
3G.
CDMA.
CDMA is dead, man.
But the Powertel is still Powertel in Africa reportedly still rocking CDMA. Oh, they're upgrading to LTE.
They are now upgrading to LTE
But I'm
because
saying because the VoIP bandit.
yeah, they were using voice. So that's the default. So you can send you can make calls using Zol's Webronics even though it's just on LTE because they will ask you to download a VoIP app.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, okay.
So that is the only way you can then get around it. So a VoIP app is basically WhatsApp.
Oh, okay.
So WhatsApp calling,
Yeah.
that's voice over the internet.
Yeah.
Well, the peace protocol. But yeah, voice over the internet.
I mean, if you didn't guess protocol, I don't know what you're doing with your life.
And there's no way to have. Sorry, I'm like. There's no way to have Edge not kick in for like for the last data network to be 3G. Like it won't ever drop down to Edge. It will only go to Edge if the network understands that I need to send an SMS or make a call.
Yeah, so your phone can do that. So your phone
But then every time electricity goes,
Mhm.
Literally, boom, from 4G, boom, 3G, boom, E.
Yeah, so that is now another interesting question. So that is more of the base station you're connected to. So as you said, electricity goes.
Yeah.
If that base station doesn't have power, it's going to switch off. But then it switches off in stages. So the faster data transmission technologies, your 4Gs, 5Gs, they consume a lot more power than your 3Gs and 2Gs. So the base station might say, hey, for me to conserve my battery power because there's no electricity, I'm going to switch this base station to 2G. So for the mission critical stuff, like SMSs and calls, because even within the network structure, man, this is now going to get really technical. But essentially, communication is key.
Yes.
Because you want to be able to communicate with anyone out there if it's an emergency. And the most reliable platform to do that is a voice call or a GSM call or an SMS. And even on your phone, whatever it is that you're doing on your phone, calls and SMSs are given priority. Doesn't matter what.
Yes.
So it then becomes essential to maintain 2G and 3G, because in the event that we need to conserve power, at least people should be able to make emergency contact. So you get your voice calls, your GSM calls, and you get your SMSs. That's 2G and 3G.
Last one. I don't even think it's a question.
Yeah.
So until we have the capability to power 4G for as long as, is reasonable, we'll always have to support Edge.
Yeah. So
because the base station is now knocking down because it'll be remote.
Yeah. So that can be one of the things, Kuti. It's a Zimbabwean situation here, Kuti. Power can be a problem, and then you now have to figure out ways of optimizing your system so that you get like the most uptime. But in other countries, they've eliminated 2G because they have that sorted. But also in those countries, they are now so developed to the point that devices that have to rely on these lower technologies are now so few or probably non-existent, to the point where it doesn't make any sense keeping that infrastructure existing.
Yes, because there's someone out there with Mbudzi that isn't going to the internet and they want to make a call or send an SMS and they need 2G.
And the other thing is also base station range. So 2G has the longest signal distance. And then 3G, it's a little bit shorter than 2G. 4G is a little bit shorter than 3G. 5G is like, So you'll find out that since majority of Zimbabwe's land area is rural, and like the population, we're sparsely populated. So you'd rather have a bunch of 2G base stations in these sparsely populated areas, just so that you can cover more area with one base station and hopefully attract cover more people with it. So like there are some use cases, but in an area where the population density is like intense, and you can put a 4G or a 3G base station there and it will cover enough people. It'll operate at capacity.
Thank you very much, Ed. I now know why Edge is there. It frustrates me. I understand. Like I understand now. Like whenever I see that, I'm like, okay, it makes sense.
There's someone out there who's sending SMSs.
It explained it. Even if there's not someone out, there's me. So no, makes sense. Thank you very much for that.
I'm proud of you, man.
I got you.
What?
Proud of you for getting that out of the way. And I'm proud of you for explaining to him like a 5-year-old. Because I struggle.
He did really well. Like
I struggle to explain things to Faro. Like I really, because me, I'm skipping through the stuff, thinking he's getting it. Because it's difficult to then. You are easier because he connects the dots. So, okay.
Because he has the knowledge, guy. Like if you're speaking to someone who's like blank.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That's
we have to do like
I'll
Ed.
then let Ed like the 5G thing. That's what I said. No, Ed, you know what?
Do it.
Please do it. Because if I explain it, people might not get it to a granular point. So I like when you borrow the stuff. People might start lying. Kuti ndo upgrade the phone going to 5G
Yeah.
Yeah.
because people will still say that.
Yeah.
Guys in Harare want money, and I know Zambudzi it's gonna go to 5G
Yeah.
when it's not capable of doing that. So those are little things that I probably wouldn't have been able to pinpoint. And he crowdsourced like social media, getting the most pertinent questions and ask them in a technical but not technical way.
Yeah.
Because he didn't get to the point where it was overwhelming with the technical explanations.
Yeah. And some person in one of the comments was like, I should have done a detailed comparison between like the difference between 5G and 4G, and I was like, I could do that, definitely, but how many of y'all would understand that? You know?
Not even understand. It's like, could you be able to? There are not enough characters in a conventional article that he could put out. It would then become a chapter for like to explain to the depth that everyone can get it. It would then become too long. Like I'm saying, the comparison is not a bad one to make.
Yeah.
But it will just take too long to do.
Yeah, it'll just take, yeah.
Again, like, it's a video idea.
Yeah, probably.
A video series, like just breaking it down to elemental components and then seeing what works, what doesn't.
Or a series of articles too.
Hey, why not?
So I was gonna say, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so it's a network upgrade,
Yes.
and so I'm trying to answer that question. For okay, what's the point? 5G. You said network upgrade, you get faster speeds.
Yep.
And like that's it. I'm just getting faster speeds.
Lower latency.
Lower latency as well.
So the reaction time for an action to be executed, wherever it is lower. Slow.
Yeah.
It's faster, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. We're reducing the delay.
Yeah. So it just opens up a bunch of things you can do. So if you're controlling things over in the internet, for example,
In real time.
you can do it much faster than you can on 4G.
And it helps with
What?
gaming. No.
Yes! We have very low ping. Very low ping. Like if you play PUBG, there is always a ping meter right next to the Wi-Fi. It'll be nice and low.
And also download speeds as well, like for movies and Netflix and Amazon, which I haven't paid yet for whatever reason, is quick.
Yeah.
It's really quick. So if they're getting 3.18 whatever gigabits per second, because we posted 1.6 something gigabits per second on Twitter.
On Twitter, yeah.
But the fastest speed they got was 3 point something gigabits per.
That's rapid.
So are we getting to a point where you no longer need wired connection?
If 5G is to perform as advertised,
Yeah.
you won't.
Because I'm trying
But
to think,
again, as well, if 4G was performing as advertised, you wouldn't.
Because Zimbabwe 4G is not 4G. It performs base level 4G.
Because I always give the example where, when I was still attached to Tel1 and we were testing one of the links, it was 100 megabits per second link. It was so fast that it was slower to actually copy something with a flash and then give it to you so that you literally I spent that whole 6 weeks, we were just sharing links. If you wanted something, you just send a link to the next guy and then they download. Like it was quicker to download something than to copy it to a flash or a hard drive. And that's just 100 megabits per second, like basic 4G. Now think 3 gigabits per second. Like it's telepathy. It's internet telepathy. Like, yeah, so in my laptop, I have 2 SSDs, right? And both of them are connected to like the M.2 slot, which is like the fastest data transfer slots you can get on a laptop. And I was transferring a 1 gig file from one drive to the other, and it transferred at 1.2 gigabits per second, and it was done in less than 2 seconds. So it was just before like the that dialogue that shows you the speed at which it's transferring. Before that thing could load, it was done copying.
Wow.
Now imagine a speed that's 3 times that.
And here you're on the same
and
machine,
here it's
but
on
here
the
now
machine.
you're getting it from a different machine.
From a different server across
It's
the world.
probably in Europe or something. You're downloading it.
Yeah, it's
Listen.
But the drawback of 5G is that they would need more numerous base stations.
Yes.
For it to cover properly.
yeah.
Of which why people said, why is Econet only putting 22? Again, the expense is still up there.
Yeah, it's still up there because it's still a new technology. So if you're going to be buying those things, you're still essentially paying R&D for the companies that are manufacturing it. So right now prices are still high, for 5G because there aren't even any countries that are now decommissioning that technology so that they put in a newer one. You get it?
So it's still
Because
brand
it's
new
still
stuff.
brand new. So even Econet, even if Econet had the money, the companies making these base stations, so for Econet they're using Ericsson, these companies might not have the capacity to meet the demand. So again, it's now one of those where in terms of supply chains, they now have to wait for other guys who ordered before them. And so that's why they're saying, well, for now, probably the batch order they did the first time is just 22 base stations. And they're like, those ones are sorted. We'll have them. And by June this year, 2022, we'll have 22 of those base stations. Oh, my.
Do we know?
2022. Yeah.
Yeah. Do we know where they're gonna put them?
Nah, so we only know the other one that they're currently working on is in Newlands.
But they told her usually.
Again, really interesting location.
But Newlands is very small. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Newlands is a very small area. Like the shopping complex. If I didn't
Yeah.
get it wrong,
Yeah.
the shopping complex is really small.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So if they put it Kunikuside Gwegwe,
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
cover
Pick
that
and Pay.
entire area quite
Yeah.
comfortably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it can.
So I think they know what they're doing. Like they know what for it to go kunana same level or whatever, they would need to put
A number of them.
I'll just put the 22 at the same level. But then again, you're isolating to just one.
No, but I mean,
specific
even if you
area.
get a place where it works really well,
Mm.
I mean, for me, if they would put 22 anyway, please put it at Westgate. Like, not because it's close to me, but just to make that place a destination. Because that place is
Yeah.
sad.
That's that argument, yeah.
That place is
Used to
sad.
have that one, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Westgate would probably be the best place to put it because, but then again, it's like the market, you're more likely going to get people with 5G phones at same level than you are at
At
Westgate.
Westgate, yeah.
Because like I've seen the amount of iPhone 13s, I've seen the amount of 5G phones like from other brands I've seen who
Sam Levy.
yeah, I
Yeah.
don't want to yes my tax packets I see.
Yeah.
And I got yeah in A30 years young
Yeah. Yeah.
So Econet is banking on faster speeds, lower latency. People will get to use more data, and more data means more money.
More money for
But
them.
also the kind of stuff that can come up from it, because at the launch event they're also talking about downstream things like 5G then comes, like it offers opportunity for other things to happen. So for example, imagine if a gaming arcade opened at Avondale
Yeah.
and they're only going at 5G and they're getting these ridiculously fast speeds, no latency whatsoever.
Yeah, essentially all those Xboxes wouldn't need to have games on them. They would just be online games that they're just
So
streaming.
that's just one example, but like the
Esports, esports.
so
Like,
you- but that's just one example. Like there's also like online medicine where they're using the machine and Da Vinci
yes,
operations.
yes,
So imagine
yes,
if there's
yes.
a place in a 5G with someone
Yes.
somewhere else is doing that operation and they're getting no latency and they can work
Yes.
as accurately as
As if
possible.
they're there.
Yeah. So the use cases are there. Like I honestly don't know why people are saying kuti, mangene. I understand the argument kuti mature technologies are cheaper now and you can get more of them. But like in the Econet context, they have a lot of base stations.
Yeah.
So it's up to the competition to make up that shortfall. So Team Telesa and Team NetOne would then have to let's deploy to the point where we can even out the market share, so 30%, 30%, 30%. If we do get that point, we then get sort of like equal coverage geographically and by
Yeah.
population.
Yeah.
And it's now a proper competition. Because even if they got a base station, cover Zimbabwe. Not saying that's a bad thing though. But I'm saying if they keep doing it,
Yeah.
they'll be the only network when these are the two guys. We should actually be like, guys, why aren't you at the same level that these guys are? And NetOne doing 5G is even more confusing.
Because they haven't
Could
done
like you-
4G. Chokada.
Yeah, how many I don't remember the podcast reports, but like I don't think they have that many 4G base stations.
I mean, in terms of like 4G, didn't Econet have like 60 something percent?
Market share.
So like NetOne and Telus will have to share the remaining 40. So yeah, it's
So for Econet, hey man, do your thing.
yeah. Like if there's anyone who could, it's them. And again, like it's not really a bad thing because like in terms of the technology itself, because it's so new, there are still innovations around it in terms of what to use it. And most of its applications right now are like commercial and industrial. So just massive cloud computing, because the data rates and the latency allow you to do stuff in real time, but also autonomous stuff. So-
I hate that term.
Autonomous stuff.
Stuff that works without human intervention.
Not even that. Is that scares me on a different level. I mean, in the sense that we're talking about stuff that in Zimbabwe is like
Yeah,
so far away.
yeah.
Like as much as I would love autonomous vehicles and things like that, although can an autonomous vehicle deal with them shika?
No.
But it's
Too
like,
unpredictable.
but it's like, yeah, I love the thinking, but
Mm.
it's like there are a lot of other things that are in between that 5G or higher network speeds could probably solve
Yeah.
before we start talking about automated drone deliveries and things like that. I think that's a bit far away.
Yeah, it's a bit far off.
I mean, even if you can do it in Zim, where you're gonna have the use case for autonomous cars, unless it's very north of Samora, and that's just me saying, which that's the assumption I have. Because imagine, I mean, a driverless Mshika just means more people can sit in it, so it does make sense.
Two
but
more.
Two,
You still have terrible roads, though.
yeah, that's the
Yeah.
thing. Terrible roads are the big issue, and if that AI has to it has to do the moral dilemma of, do I swerve and hit oncoming traffic, or do I jolt these people to death with this pothole?
Yeah.
I don't think it's ready for that yet.
Yeah. We can't. But yeah, like, it's a cool thing to have, though.
Yeah, I mean, fair play to Econet. I mean, like when you look at it and when you step back and look at what Econet's done, jeez, yeah, it's
I've done
wild.
a lot.
It's wild. I mean, the group itself, bro, it's wild.
Yeah.
It's wild. Because like they see a problem and they solve a problem, or they try to solve a problem. Not every project is successful, but hey, the attempt in itself is like,
Yeah.
But that's the one fear I have, is like people that then start thinking the Econet way of doing things is the only way of doing things, and you don't have the resources they have.
Yeah.
So if you've got the resources for the one good thing you can do, just do it.
Just don't bring us outrageous data bundle prices.
Yeah, like our homeboys. I want to be a fly on the wall in the boardroom meeting.
Yep.
What happens on Monday?
They really
They're like,
Yeah. There is a very mysterious thought process there that we need to
I really just
demystify.
want to be stuck to the wall, just chilling there, watching what happens
He's
at that meeting,
yeah.
because that meeting must be interesting. But I'm sure there was no way this was a mistake. There was no way it was okayed even from above.
Yeah,
As deliberate as Econet launching 5G.
Pretty much.
pretty much, yeah.
I guess that's where you say, okay, that's it, guys.
All right, yeah.
Thank
Thank
you
you very
for
much for
listening.
listening. Yeah, I got confused. I heard the phone ringing upstairs. So I was like, oh, okay. Thank you very much for listening. Yeah, without me, where would you guys be?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Probably better off. Right, we'll check you again next time. Bye.
Au revoir.
Peace.